A comfortable day today as the humidity has moved out. But I'm tracking a front that could impact your weekend plans. I'll show you who could see some showers.
Chasing history. Tonight, the Canes could advance to the Stanley Cup final for the first time in 20 years. We are live at Lenovo Center as excitement is building for tonight's big game. Data center debate. Cary is considering becoming the next town in our area to put a pause on their development. What town leaders are pushing to learn about how the facilities could affect their community.
It's a gorgeous start to the weekend, but some of you could get some rain. Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Renee Chu.
I'm Chris Levinson. Thank you so much for joining us. Arguably, rain is gorgeous. We need that right now, especially considering the fact that we have a drought. We have meteorologist Amy Wilmoth that's tracking that very closely for that next weather maker, but also the rain chances. Talk about that, Amy.
Right. So tomorrow we do have the chance for rain, but I think a lot of you will stay dry. So the northern half of our viewing area, you likely miss out on the rain that comes tomorrow. But southern counties, a decent chance for some scattered showers and thunderstorms. So that's the area we'll be watching for tomorrow. It's beautiful today, gorgeous weather, 76 degrees is the current temperature, but the dew point is down into the low 50s, and that's why it feels so nice outside. Weather will be beautiful for the tailgaters out at Lenovo today. And meteorologist Grant Skinner will have more on the tailgating forecast coming up, but right now it's gorgeous. 76 right now in Raleigh and Durham, a little warmer to the south, 82 in Fayetteville. It's 80 right now in Clinton, but the dew points are down into the 50s for everyone, and so it feels nice outside with these dew points down into the low 50s for many of us, and the low dew points will be with us throughout the day today. It is going to be warm, but at least we have the low humidity. Temperatures are in the 80s this afternoon for our highs, and it stays comfortable through the evening. Looking ahead to the weekend, yes, we have the chance for rain tomorrow, but mainly south of the triangle. It's a little warm, a high temperature of 85. Sunday is dry for everyone, beautiful weather with a high temperature of 78 degrees. But Saturday, we do have that chance for rain. Southern counties likely from around 11 o'clock in the morning until around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So again, just some of you getting some much needed rain for the first part of your weekend, but everyone is going to be dry on Sunday. We'll take a closer look at these rain chances with Futurecast coming up in just a bit.
Amy, thank you. Chasing the Cup. Tonight is the night the Carolina Hurricanes could advance to the Stanley Cup final.
Oh, Renee, Cane fans, they have been waiting such a long time for this moment right here, and the Canes are poised to deliver. WRAL's Grant Skinner is live at Lenovo Center, where the weather is perfect for tailgating, and Grant, it looks like you've already got the Canes magic on, the little uniform action.
I'm so ready for tonight. I won't be able to watch it here, but I'll be watching it at home, eager. I'm so excited for tonight. It's a big game. Obviously, if they win tonight, they will move on to the Stanley Cup final. This is a huge deal. Typically, when I'm in Lenovo Center, I'm all the way up in 313 up there. So this is a much different side, a lot louder down here. We're right on the ice. And, of course, the Canadians are warming up right now. We're not going to talk about that. We're talking about the Canes. Super excited for tonight. Obviously, we have air conditioning in here, so it feels super nice. But it's not going to be the same way if you're outside. Let's look at the forecast for tailgating for the rest of the day today. Temperatures by 3 o'clock. I think around 3 to 4 hours before game time, at least 3 hours before game time. The gates will open so tailgaters can come in. Temperatures will gradually cool off, but it will still be quite warm during the early part of the evening. Now closer to puck drop will be in the mid 70s, so it'll be a bit more comfortable by then, just some high cloud cover. So it's a perfect evening. Humidity is going to be low, so it's going to feel super comfortable out there. Come out and enjoy it. It's going to be a great evening for hockey. And then coming inside, obviously, you have to deal with the air conditioning. It'll be perfect for wearing your Canes jersey and enjoying the game. I'm loving these towels, too. You see the towels right here. It takes all of us. It really does. You know, the fan environment here is unmatched. The loudest house in the NHL, just absolutely incredible. Ready for an awesome game tonight. Reporting live from Lenovo Center, I'm meteorologist Grant Skinner, WRAL News.
Now, that energy Grant has, that is the energy that all you Cane fans should have tonight. This is so great. Thanks, Grant. So here's the deal. If the Canes win tonight, they'll face the Vegas Golden Knights in the Stanley Cup final. And if the Canes advance, games 1 and 2 would be played in Raleigh. WRAL will have team coverage all day leading up to the game. Starting at 4 o'clock, Michelle McConaughey will lead our coverage live from the Lenovo Center. And we'll also have all the excitement for the big game and highlights of all the action in our evening newscasts.
Cary appears to be the latest town in our area to consider putting a pause on data center development. Towns in counties such as Wake, Durham, Chatham, and Orange, they've all made similar moves recently. Today, we are looking into how Carytown leaders are approaching that conversation. WRAL's Bailey Stamos joins us live from Cary Town Hall. Bailey, what are leaders there saying?
Carytown leaders met here last night for a big meeting, and one of the topics up for discussion was something we've been hearing a lot about recently, and that's data centers. Now, we have reached out to all of the council and are still waiting to hear back from most of them. But last night's meeting, Cary Mayor Pro Temp Lori Bush brought up the conversation around proposing a delay or a moratorium for any development, so there could be time to properly study how data centers would impact the area. Her main concern being how this would impact the water supply, given that Apex also shares the same source.
Jordan Lake is our watershed. It is our drinking water, and 770,000 people rely on Jordan Lake for water in our region. So it is a finite resource that we share with our neighbors.
No final decision has been made yet. Council would have to make a formal recommendation to then vote on at a public hearing. Coming up tonight, we're asking how this keys in to a bigger statewide conversation, especially with midterms just around the corner. Bailey Stamos, WRAL News, live in Cary.
The center proposals for quite some time. Go to WRAL.com and see where they are on hold, who's allowing plans to move forward, and how state lawmakers are working to protect the environment.
And I'm Laura Levine here in the WRAL Live Center following some devastating news out of Virginia. 5 people have died, 34 other people injured, had to be taken to local hospitals after this bus here crashed into several vehicles on I-95 in Stafford County, Virginia. Now, traffic had slowed for upcoming work zone there when the bus failed to brake in time, slamming into 6 vehicles, according to the Virginia State Police. All of the fatalities were in the vehicles that were struck by the bus. 3 others were transported from the scene with critical injuries. All southbound lanes were closed and traffic was diverted following the accident. Now, the Virginia State Police says that the cause of the crash is still under investigation and charges right now are still pending.
Well, thank you for following that for us, Laura. Raleigh police are investigating a shooting, and this happened near the I-540 US 70 interchange after midnight. Officers found a woman on the side of the highway with serious injuries, and there's no suspect in custody at last check. Her name has not been released. And investigators say that a woman was hurt during a shooting overnight in Durham. In fact, the WRAL Breaking News Tracker was at the scene for the aftermath. This was on North Miami Boulevard this morning. Durham police say that the shooting happened just minutes before midnight, but they also say the woman who was shot is expected to recover. But no word yet on a possible suspect.
And happening now here in the WRAL Live Center, former Attorney General Pam Bondi testifying before a House Oversight Committee today. This is her as she entered Capitol Hill this morning. The former Attorney General, that is, she stood behind the Trump administration's release of the case files on Jeffrey Epstein as she testified before House lawmakers who are now scrutinizing that process that was delayed and included personal information of potential victims. Now, according to a written copy of her opening statement, she said the bottom line is justice and transparency in this matter have been delivered at the direction of President Trump and his administration. She told lawmakers in her opening statement that then Deputy Attorney General Todd Blanche, who is now the acting Attorney General, had overseen the process of the release of the case files. Of course, this is something that we'll stay on top of.
Laura, thank you. A federal judge today temporarily blocked any payouts from the Trump administration's anti-weaponization fund. The judge entered the order today after a January 6 prosecutor and others sued last week to block the $1.8 billion fund. The order blocks the Trump administration from transferring money to the fund. It also blocks them from considering claims or dispersing any funds from the fund.
You may have seen video of it, but a Blue Origin rocket exploded on the launch pad during a ground test. And NBC's Tom Costello shows the intense scene from the land, air, and sea.
It was a massive explosion lighting up the night sky over Cape Canaveral. Blue Origin's New Glenn rocket blowing up on the launch pad during a static test fire in Florida.
Oh, no, that's an explosion.
The blast shown from multiple angles, so massive it could be seen from a plane flying above. No injuries on the ground, but the incident destroyed one of the launch pad towers and shook the nearby community. captured on nearby doorbell cameras, turning the night sky orange.
That is crazy. There's the shockwave.
Blue Origin is owned by Amazon founder Jeff Bezos, who posted overnight that personnel are safe and the company is working to find the cause, adding, quote, very rough day, but we'll rebuild whatever needs rebuilding and get back to flying. That rebuilding will be key for America's plans to return to the moon. NASA just awarded Blue Origin a major contract to deliver rovers on New Glenn rockets to the moon's surface. NASA Administrator Jared Isaacman announcing it earlier in the week.
In this moon-based endeavor, we certainly hope to be breaking records on nearly every mission.
Overnight, Isaacman posting spaceflight is unforgiving, and developing new heavy lift launch capability is extraordinarily difficult, promising NASA will update on any impacts to the Artemis and moon-based programs. Blue Origin had been part of the next stage of Artemis, which aims to get American astronauts to the moon within just a few years. Artemis, of course, enjoyed extraordinary success with its lunar flyby last month. Now Isaacman promising NASA will, quote, get back to launching rockets, while the investigation and recovery from that devastating blast on the launch pad continue.
Yeah, again, pretty intense blast. That was Tom Costello reporting. The FAA has stepped in to investigate that.
Law enforcement officers from across the state got some good running weather for today for the final leg of the law enforcement torch run. This is video of them making the 5-mile trek this morning, starting at Dorton Arena. And just a few minutes ago, they arrived at the state capitol. Tonight, the Flame of Hope will make its way to Reynolds Coliseum for the opening ceremony for the Special Olympics North Carolina Summer Games. Since it started in 1981, the law enforcement torch run has raised more than $30 million for Special Olympics. Deadly Dallas explosion. We are taking you to the aftermath of that blast, plus what investigators say caused it.
And the $250 bill. The resistance the U.S. Treasury could face trying to put President Trump's face on money to celebrate America's major milestone.
Fighting to the final. A preview at Lenovo Center ahead of the Canes' attempt to secure victory tonight and move toward the Stanley Cup final round.
Coming up next, sea storms moving in with WRAL's exclusive Dual Doppler 5000, sponsored by the WRAL Weather app. Download now for live radar.
Happening now here in the WRAL Live Center, a driver crashed into a passenger terminal at the Detroit metropolitan area. Look at some of this video from that scene here, and also images from online which shows some of the damage, as well as an SUV inside the terminal and a man in handcuffs outside of a police car. Right now, it is unclear how that vehicle got around some of the cement barriers, but a witness there on the scene told a local news station that the driver ran up and screamed, "Get out of my way," expletive at the scene, as a woman fell to her knees and hurt her knee in the process. So that person again has been arrested. It was just in January when a similar situation happened at the same airport.
My goodness, Laura, thank you for that. At least 3 people are dead, including a child, after fire tore through an apartment complex in Dallas. 5 others were hurt. First responders are now going through the wreckage in search of more possible victims. NBC's Ryan Chandler spoke with first responders on scene.
Overnight, the urgent search for the missing after a deadly blast demolished this Dallas apartment building.
Oh my God!
The casualties rising overnight. 3 people were killed, including a child, according to authorities. People across Dallas shocked as the massive smoke cloud rose above the city.
I want to encourage our entire city, the entire state, the entire nation to come together and pray for all the people.
Officials tell us they believe a contractor was working at the building and struck a gas line, triggering the violent blast. More than 100 firefighters rushing to the rubble, first responders emotional as they work to find the victims.
There are a number of things that we are before we are first responders, and that is, excuse me, and that, you know, we're parents, and with school being let out and the possibilities regarding who might be in those apartments,
At the scene Thursday night, in agonizing wait for answers.
We don't know where they're at. We can't find them.
Rosie Martinez says she was searching for her sister and her 1-year-old nephew.
This doesn't feel real to me. It feels like I don't know how to react. I don't know how to act. I just want to see that they're okay.
The search continues today, with more still unaccounted for.
We still got quite a bit to go. We may very well find more victims.
Such a heartbreaking situation. The families of 5 workers killed in the 2024 Baltimore bridge collapse have reached legal settlements. The deal resolves claims against Grace Ocean and Synergy Marine, the owner and operator of the cargo ship Dolly. 6 people in total died when the cargo ship suffered power outages and slammed into the bridge. The victims were part of a crew fixing potholes. Terms of the financial settlements were not disclosed. A civil trial to determine liability for remaining claims is scheduled to begin on Monday.
The U.S. men's national team for soccer is getting in sync at the U.S. Soccer National Training Center, and that's in Fayetteville, Georgia. They're going to play in 2 warm-up games before the tournament gets underway. Team USA will host Senegal on Sunday at Bank of America Stadium in Charlotte, and they'll head over to Chicago to take on Germany. That's all leading up to their first game in the 2026 World Cup against Paraguay. Now, in celebration of American soccer, the U.S. Postal Service is releasing a new Forever stamp. Officials dedicated that stamp yesterday in Boston. The new stamp is available now in sheets of 20. Looks pretty cool, too. Okay, swinging over to weather, we have meteorologist Amy Wilmoth here to talk about the next weather maker. Obviously, rain, that's on the forecast. But before we get to that, pretty beautiful view that we're seeing over there at Lenovo Center.
Big night tonight out at Lenovo, and the weather's looking great.
Excellent.
To kick off the weekend, we have the sunshine out there right now, the lower humidity as well. It just feels really nice when you step outside. 76 is the current temperature in Raleigh, but the dew point is down to 52. So that's why it feels so comfortable outside. And the weather should stay nice for the entire day, including those headed out to Lenovo to do some tailgating before the game. Meteorologist Grant Skinner is at Lenovo right now. Hopefully we can pull off that win tonight, Grant.
Yeah, I'm really hoping so. It'll be an exciting night here. Of course, everything's all set up. The towels are all laid out. The players just got off the ice. Canadians had to warm up after the Canes. Of course, we got to go first. And we're really excited for tonight. And here's that forecast for it. Temperatures, of course, warm this afternoon in the low 80s, but then we will gradually cool off throughout the course of the evening, dropping into the mid 70s, closer to puck drop. So I'm really, really excited because weather's going to be perfect. We have comfortable conditions overall with drier air. And, of course, once you get into Lenovo Center, you got the AC and a wonderful environment. I mean, there's nothing like this. Even sitting up in the upper decks, like I've usually sat up in the upper decks, and it's just an incredible environment to be in. So enjoy tonight and enjoy the beautiful weather. Amy, very, very excited for this evening.
Gorgeous weather for everyone headed out this evening. It's nice to kind of kick off the weekend with this nice weather thanks to the lower humidity. We do have some rain on the way Saturday. That's mainly going to be south of the triangle. And then by Sunday, it's cooler again. It's dry with temperatures back in the mid to upper 70s. For today, high pressure right over North Carolina. And that means quiet weather, the front well to the south of us. So we don't have any rain chances today. It's just very dry at the surface. But on Saturday, about a 30% chance for rain in southern Wake County. We'll have higher rain chances in our southern counties. Sunday is dry. We don't have any rain in the forecast. We'll have partly cloudy skies. So let's map out the timing and location for the rain Saturday. This is 5 o'clock in the morning. What you'll notice tomorrow when you wake up is there's more cloud cover out there compared to what we're seeing today. It's so beautiful today. 9 o'clock in the morning, maybe a stray shower in our southern counties. I don't think it'll be a big deal, but things I think will start to develop more around lunchtime tomorrow. And notice how most of this is going to stay south of the triangle. I wouldn't rule out an isolated rumble of thunder within some of these, but they'll be moving south. So again, just impacting the southern part of our viewing area during the afternoon and early evening. And then it's dry again as we head into Sunday. Here's a look at how much rain we could get. Now, this takes us through the next 7 days. We do have another front on the way on Monday that'll bring another round of rain and storms. So this is taking that into the map as well. So our northern counties, this is the area that we really need the rain, and you're likely to get less less than 1/10 of an inch of rain over the next 7 days. Around the triangle, around 1/10 of an inch, but higher rainfall likely in the areas where we've already had a lot of rain for the month of May, perhaps 1/2 inch down into some of our southern communities within the next 7 days. So beautiful today to kick off the weekend. Tomorrow, some rain mainly in our southern counties. It's warm, 85. Gorgeous Sunday, partly cloudy, a high of 78. Monday, that next cold front arrives. We have a 40% chance for some showers and storms. Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday all look great. Lots of sunshine with highs in the 80s. Coming up, we'll talk more about the weekend forecast. Maybe if you're headed to the mountains or to the coast, we'll take a look at that forecast in just a bit.
Information people want to know about. All right, thanks, Amy. Okay, so let's get you a look at what we're working on for this evening. We are talking about the future of a data center. Cary is the latest town discussing a pause on all possible data center projects. Where leaders stand on that decision, that's at 4 o'clock.
Then coming up at 5, summer safety. After recent incidents of violence in downtown Raleigh, we're looking at how police and leaders are making sure visitors stay safe. Controversy over currency. Next at noon, President Trump looks to put his stamp on the America 250 celebration. But some lawmakers say not so fast. Why it will literally take an act of Congress to bring this mock-up to fruition.
And furniture recall. Walmart issued a recall for a fabric dresser. We'll talk about the danger the product could pose for some customers.
There's a new bill in the works at the Treasury to celebrate America's 250th anniversary. But the face set to be on it is generating controversy. Caroline Elliott reports.
Major changes could be coming to U.S. cash. The Treasury Department could add a $250 bill to celebrate the 250th anniversary of the U.S., and the face on that would be none other than President Donald Trump.
I don't think that there's anything untoward about having the President of the United States, the person who was President of the United States, on the 250th anniversary bill.
The Washington Post shared the first glimpse of a potential design on Thursday, including a black and white portrait of the president.
Do you think it's a good idea for the president to put his face on America?
Again, the president doesn't do it. The House and the Senate have to do it.
Putting any living person's face on a cash bill is illegal, but Republicans plan to simply change the law. It would be the first time a living person is represented on U.S. currency since 1866, and the president's critics say it's very on brand for him.
We have his face on park passes. We have his face on passports. We have his name on the Kennedy Center. We could go on and on and on. This is what he has been doing his entire career, slapping his name, slapping his face on things.
Now, the plan will first have to be approved by Congress and could face legal challenges. Former Treasury Department officials say it takes 6 to 8 years to introduce a new bill into circulation.
We're talking about making golden memories. Hurricanes fans are gearing up for an exciting Game 5 at Lenovo Center. So we'll take you inside where there will be enough energy to power the city. How about that? Plus, food noise. Yes, that's a thing. Why the popularity of GLP-1 medications is bringing this phenomenon front and center. And just so you know, we do have your winning education lottery numbers right here on your screen. Good luck. Well, the Carolina Hurricanes are going to try to secure a spot in the Stanley Cup Final on home ice.
WRAL's Adley Calabar visited Lenovo Center ahead of what's expected to be a historic game.
Tonight, we're expecting a packed arena. Fans are going to be on their feet, waving their towels, hopefully better than I am. All eyes are going to be on the ice. That's because if the Canes win tonight, it's going to be their first time in the Stanley Cup Final in 20 years. Outside Lenovo Center, fans are going to be walking in to see an 11th warning flag up, hoping for a 12th one after tonight's game. You're also looking at video that shows shows the Carolina Hurricanes Pro Shop yesterday. It was packed with fans stocking up before the puck drops. Fans tell WRAL they're expecting Lenovo Center to be intense and filled with excitement tonight. We spoke with two fans who were actually here when they won back in 2006. They're hoping for that victory again this year.
It's super huge. It's awesome. Like my kids to experience. My son just graduated. I'm like, oh, that'd be a really nice graduation present.
It's something that I guess every Canes fan has been dreaming of since 2006.
We're all hoping for a win tonight, but don't worry too much. If it doesn't happen, the Canes would have another chance to clinch on Sunday in Montreal. Puck drops tonight at 8 o'clock. WRAL is going to have full coverage. We're going to see a lot of towel waving. I'm still perfecting my skills. Reporting in Lenovo Center, Ali Kadlabar, WRAL News. Woo!
Yes, the towels will be flying with the woo. WRAL will have team coverage all day leading up to the game, starting at 4. Michelle McConaughey will lead our coverage live from Lenovo Center. We'll have all the excitement for the big game and highlights of all the action in our evening newscasts.
Let's go, Canes. Let's go, Canes. All right, so people in Cary right now are speaking out against proposed property tax increases. Last night, the town of Cary held its first of 2 budget public hearings. And before that meeting, there were some community members who gathered outside Town Hall with signs. They were protesting property tax increases. The proposed budget includes a $20 a month property tax increase on average.
They have to decide, do I pay for food? Do I pay my taxes? And especially, for maybe seniors and others who have been in their home for a long time, that's their life's investment.
I don't want to lose my house to taxes. And I really, truly am afraid of that here in Cary.
Town manager proposed a $573 million budget, and some of the money would pay for 2 new positions to enhance financial oversight. Last year, Sean Stiegel resigned after questions about how he was spending town money, and the next public hearing, that's scheduled for June 11th. WakeMed's proposed partnership with Atrium Health is facing some tough questions, and this is coming from state leaders and concerned residents. WakeMed hosted its first listening session last night on its proposed deal with Atrium Health. WakeMed says the deal is the best move for the future, allowing the hospital system to add beds and continue delivering quality care. However, some people worry the merger could drive up healthcare costs for patients and taxpayers all across the state. State Health Care Plan Executive Administrator Tom Friedman was actually at this meeting, and he had a moment to question WakeMed executives about this deal.
My job is to make sure prices are affordable for state employees, teachers, and the taxpayers. So we're obviously very concerned. Atrium is one of the most expensive health systems in the state, and we don't want prices to go up.
And the deal still requires further approval from the county as well, but that likely won't happen, at least for a couple of months at the earliest.
We have some positive news here in the live center on those missing villagers that we've been reporting on trapped in a flooded cave in Lao, Thailand. One of the villagers were safely removed from that cave today. Looking at video from the rescue efforts that's been underway here, it took an international group of rescuers days to locate the men in that remote cave, and they became trapped, as we know, after they entered looking for gold, and flash flooding blocked their way out. And it turns out that same flooding has made the rescue effort extremely treacherous, they say. Getting out requires navigating a narrow flooded tunnel that is also pitch black. The 4 men still inside the cave will have to wait until Saturday for the rescue mission to resume. The dive team pulled out Friday night to review their plan and wait for daylight. So Friday night, their time, of course. In terms of the other 2 men that remain missing at this time, well, they say that they're still looking for them and rescuers will continue their search.
Those rescuers will not give up, but very encouraging news there. Laura, thank you. A proposal to cut customs staffing at certain airports is hitting some turbulence. Homeland Security Secretary Markwayne Mullin wants to punish sanctuary cities for not cooperating with immigration officials. The move would halt international flights into those area airports, but Transportation Secretary Sean Duffy publicly opposes the idea, saying the government should not shut down air travel over politics. Mullins keeps mentioning the plan in media interviews, but it has not been approved by the White House. Heads up, shoppers, there are 2 recalls to know about. These are products that could cause serious injuries. The first one involves fabric dressers that pose a tip-over risk. Mainstays brand dressers were sold at Walmart stores and online from September 2023 through March of this year. The recalled dressers have a black metal frame and 9 brown or black fabric drawers with handles. No injuries have been reported yet, but the Mainstays brand dressers violate the mandatory safety standards. Children could become injured or even die if this dresser falls on them. If you have one, please stop using it and return it to a Walmart for a full refund.
The Durham County DA's office is partnering with the Department of Public Health and NC Safe for a gun lot giveaway. This will be held Monday from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. outside the Durham County Courthouse. It's first come, first served, just so you know. In fact, unsecured guns, that was the topic of the WRAL documentary Unsafe. Essentially, we look at the impact of gun violence on children, and you can watch that on the WRAL YouTube channel.
Quieting food noise, how the popular weight loss drugs work on your brain to dampen the internal buzz that makes you crave food.
Plus, security for the World Cup, how technology is a key part of the FBI's security plan to keep fans and the players safe. WRAL News is on the go. You can actually watch it through the WRAL.com website and the WRAL app on your streaming device. Well, this is pretty, right? Taking a live look right now at Southern Pines. We have somebody out there on the green, maybe working on their swing. Come on, you got that. Go ahead and hit the ball in. You're watching WRAL News, available on YouTube TV and the WRAL app on your TV or your streaming device. So originally designed to help diabetics, a variety of GLP-1 medication has also helped people struggling to lose weight. The popularity of the drugs is also making the public more aware of a growing term. It's called food noise.
Chris DeMeo takes a closer look at what that is and why some nutritionists say GLP-1 drugs can help reduce that.
As GLP-1 drugs keep growing in popularity as a method for weight loss, nutritionists say it's triggering discussions about a newer term referred to as food noise.
It is kind of heightened and persistent thoughts of food that don't resolve easily. So in the case of somebody that is heightened and persistent all the time, food noise helps drive their eating behavior to kind of overconsume things.
And as the term keeps working its way into vocabularies, Dr. Travis Masterson of Pennsylvania State University says food noise is similar to a concept researchers have been examining for a while,
known as food key reactivity.
The GLP-1 drugs might be helping to calm these sensations down for some impacted patients.
When they go on the medications, they see a huge change in how they're feeling about food and how much they're thinking about food.
Dr. Masterson explains how.
GLP-1 is an incretin, which means it's essentially a signaling molecule, like a hormone that's released from the GI tract as you eat. It helps you to know to slow down your eating rate, to stop eating as you're bringing in enough energy and nutrients, right? So GLP-1 medications are GLP-1 agonists, and so it mimics the effects of GLP-1. But there's also GLP-1 binding sites in the brain, and so one of the things that it does is as GLP-1's released, it binds in the brain and kind of tells you you're going to go ahead and stop eating and you don't need to think about food as much.
Now, some nutritionists say the concept of food noise is helping to highlight the psychology behind eating behaviors and are calling for more research.
Your time this Friday afternoon is 12:40. Cyber safety. State and federal agencies are teaming up to keep millions of FIFA fans safe. A look at some of the technology being deployed for the World Cup.
And closer to the cup, the Carolina Hurricanes look to finish the job in their series against the Canadians. Fans say this is our year. The FIFA World Cup kicks off in the U.S. in less than 2 weeks. The event, though, presents one of the biggest security challenges ever for U.S. law enforcement. Caroline Elliott shows us some of the technology the FBI says it will use to keep spectators safe.
The 2026 World Cup is expected to bring millions of international visitors to the United States, and the FBI and Department of Homeland Security will have to secure 78 matches across 11 host cities.
All FBI resources will be operational and ready to respond throughout the tournament.
In the host city of Atlanta, the FBI and DHS are unveiling security plans, including world-class technology to keep fans safe.
Teams are highly trained and prepared to respond and to deploy at a moment's notice to any type of threat.
That includes security on the ground and in the air. The FBI will use drones to get more eyes on the crowd, but the skies will be off limits for everyone else.
This is a no drone zone. We want a safe event for everyone, to include international visitors.
The operation is a massive partnership among local, state, and federal agencies to make sure the world's biggest international soccer competition goes off without a hitch.
We are all collaborating within one structure, and so we will all be in the same room to be on the same sheet of music, and everyone has their own mission that we're going to adhere to ensure we're doing our part to make things safe.
The World Cup kicks off in just 2 weeks, and 11 U.S. cities are set to host games.
Well, today, the field of competitors at the soccer tournament in Cary will begin to narrow down. The men's division will begin the knockout round of 32. That means that some teams. Well, as we wrap things up, here's a look at a few of the headlines we're following today.
Tonight, the Canes will try to secure a spot in the Stanley Cup final for the first time in 20 years. Tonight's Game 5 against the Montreal Canadiens is at 8 at Lenovo Center, so they'll be on home ice. If the Canes win, they will face the Vegas Golden Knights in the final round with Games 1 and 2 in Raleigh. WRAL will have live team coverage tonight from Lenovo Center and watch parties around the area. Do not miss the excitement. It's all coming up at 4 on WRAL.
Lock in, Canes. You got a job to do. Well, Cary is considering a pause on data center development. The mayor pro tem wants to see more research about how data centers could affect water use, energy costs, and land. The town has to decide how long the pause should be before having a public hearing and vote. Today, we reached out to every member of the council with some kind of question, and we're just waiting to hear back from Wake, Durham, Chatham, and Orange counties who have had similar moves recently.
Raleigh police are investigating a shooting. It happened near the I-540 US 70 interchange after midnight. Officers found a woman on the side of the highway with serious injuries. There is no suspect in custody. Her name has not been released.
Billionaire hospitality mogul Tillman Fertitta is buying Caesars Entertainment for $5.7 billion. And as part of the agreement, they also assume nearly $12 billion of the company's outstanding debt, putting the deal around $18 billion. Fertitta owns the Golden Nugget casino chain, the Houston Rockets, and is the largest shareholder in DraftKings sports betting company. Fertitta is also a major GOP mega donor and a U.S. ambassador to Italy.
Serena Williams is considering a return to elite tennis on the grass courts of Queen's Club in London. The 23-time Grand Slam singles champion has been back in the drug testing pool for 6 months, so she has the green light to make her comeback. According to the Served podcast, Williams will seek a doubles wild card alongside a 19-year-old Canadian. Williams, by the way, has not competed since the 2022 U.S. Open.
But I bet she will do just fine. That's awesome. Well, our pet of the day comes to us from the SPCA of Wake County. Altoid is a 5-month-old male puppy. Oh, hello, friend. He currently weighs 32 pounds and may reach up to 70 pounds when fully grown. He's missing an eye, though, just so you know. And while he looks a little different than other dogs, he still is just as loving, and it doesn't affect him at all. He's done great with other dogs and kids, too, and he's a super sweet boy. Altoid's adoption fee is $325, and that includes his neuter, microchip vaccines, and other wellness care.
Today on WRAL News at 4, a data center future. Cary is the latest town discussing a pause on all possible data center projects. Where town leaders stand on that decision, that story at 4. NBC News Daily is next on WRAL, and your next local news update in 30 minutes.
And as we wrap up, here is another look inside Lenovo Center. That is where the Carolina Hurricanes look to send the Canadiens packing tonight. Ooh, will they do it? I think a lot of people think they will. WRAL will have team coverage all day leading up to the game.
Starting at 4, Michelle McConaughey will lead our coverage live from Lenovo Center. We will have all the excitement for the big game and highlights of all the action in our evening newscasts.
And as always, you can get breaking news updates anytime with our WRAL News app. Hope you have a blessed day today, and let's go Canes! Woo!
Keep watching WRAL News over the air Channel 34 and Spectrum Channel 1257.